What you are about to hear is the story of Amelia and Oliver, a couple whose love is tested by tragedy, leading them through a journey of deep sorrow and into the hopeful light of new beginnings. In the quaint village of Alderwood, where the meadows stretch wide and the linden trees bloom with a fragrance that sweetens the air, young Amelia and Oliver found love as natural and vibrant as the spring itself. Amelia, a painter, captured the beauty of the countryside with her bright, flowing watercolors, while Oliver, a local beekeeper, tended to his hives with a gentle dedication that made the flowers around them thrive even more. Their paths crossed one radiant spring morning under the oldest linden tree in the village. Amelia was painting the sprawling landscape, her canvas alive with colors, when Oliver approached, drawn by the sight of her intense focus and the serene beauty she was creating. Their conversation flowed as easily as the nearby brook, and soon they were laughing together, sharing stories of their lives and dreams. As the days grew longer, so did their meetings under the linden tree, now a sacred place for their blossoming relationship. The village buzzed with talk of their evident joy and the harmony that seemed to envelop them. Hand in hand, they explored the hidden charms of Alderwood, their affection deepening with each shared sunset and moonlit stroll. Oliver introduced Amelia to the world of bees, showing her the delicate balance of nature that kept his hives healthy and productive. Inspired by his passion, Amelia began incorporating the intricate dance of bees into her paintings, her art gaining a new layer of life and movement. In return, Amelia taught Oliver about color theory and brush strokes, opening his eyes to the vivid world of art. On Amelia's birthday, surrounded by the golden light of summer, Oliver led her to their linden tree, now in full, glorious bloom. Beneath its boughs, he presented her with a painting she had started but never finished, which he had secretly completed with touches that perfectly complemented her style. Overwhelmed by his thoughtful gesture, Amelia realized how deeply intertwined their lives had become. That day, under the fragrant canopy of the linden tree, Oliver knelt and asked Amelia to be his partner for life. The air was filled with the sweet scent of linden blossoms and the soft buzzing of bees, as if nature itself was celebrating their union. Amelia, tears of joy streaming down her face, accepted with a heartfelt yes, sealing their promise with a kiss that felt like the beginning of everything. Their summer was a season of joyful plans and hopeful dreams, with both of their futures brightly painted with shared aspirations. It seemed nothing could tarnish the beauty of their perfect world, their love a shield against any storm. But as they would soon learn, not all storms come from the clouds, and not all can be foreseen. The vibrant tapestry of Amelia and Oliver's life began to unravel one fateful autumn night. A sudden illness swept through Alderwood, sparing neither young nor old. Oliver, ever the caretaker, tirelessly aided his neighbors, but despite his efforts, he too fell victim to the relentless fever that plagued the village. Amelia watched, helpless and heartbroken, as the man who had always been her anchor struggled against an unseen enemy that medicine could barely touch. The days turned bleak as Oliver's condition worsened, and Amelia spent every possible moment by his side, her brushes and canvases forgotten, gathering dust in the corner of their now silent home. The vibrant hues of her art faded into the shadows of their dimly lit room, where whispers of love were drowned out by the harsh reality of illness. Despite the best efforts of the village doctor, Oliver's strength ebbed away, leaving Amelia clutching his hand in the sterile white of the hospital room, praying for a miracle that seemed increasingly out of reach. The night air was thick with the scent of oncoming winter, and each breath Oliver took was a labored reminder of the cruel change in their fortunes. In the darkest hours, when the faint sounds of the village seemed to mourn with her, Amelia felt the crushing weight of impending loss. Her world, once filled with the promise of shared dreams and endless possibilities, now teetered on the brink of profound sorrow. The agony of watching Oliver suffer, coupled with the gnawing fear of life without him, tore at her soul, leaving her feeling as though she too was being slowly consumed by the relentless fever. One chilling evening, as the first snow of the season began to fall, Oliver's battle reached its end. His final words, whispered with the last of his strength, were declarations of love for Amelia, urging her to keep painting, to find beauty in the world even without him. With a final labored breath, he squeezed her hand gently, a silent goodbye, and slipped away as the snowflakes blanketed the world outside in a hush of white. Amelia was left in a void, her heart shattered, a silence so profound that even the comforting buzz of Oliver's beloved bees could not pierce it. The village mourned with her, their once joyful beekeeper remembered in hushed tones and tearful remembrances. Amelia withdrew into herself, her days a grayscale of grief, her once bright palette now only shades of gray, each brushstroke on the canvas a tearful echo of her loss. The future they had envisioned together crumbled into dust, swept away by the cruel winds of fate. As the harsh winter slowly yielded to the tender touch of spring, Amelia found herself wandering the paths they had once walked together, each step a painful reminder yet a bittersweet connection to Oliver. The world around her began to awaken, but the color and light of it seemed distant, as if she were seeing it all through a veil of sorrow. In an effort to reconnect with the life she used to love, Amelia returned to painting. Her first attempts were tentative, the colors muted, the scenes filled with the loneliness that enveloped her heart. Yet, with each brushstroke, something within her began to stir a slow mending of the broken pieces, guided by the memories of Oliver's encouragement and love. During one of her early morning visits to the linden tree where she and Oliver had shared so many precious moments, Amelia met Nathan, a botanist who had recently moved to Alderwood to study the diverse flora of the region. Nathan, with his gentle understanding and patient demeanor, did not push her to speak of her grief, but rather shared his own passion for nature's resilience and beauty. Their friendship blossomed with the season, and Nathan's presence brought a new perspective into Amelia's life. He showed her the intricate patterns of growth and renewal in nature, how even after the harshest winter, the earth revives itself more vibrant than before. Inspired by these lessons, Amelia's art transformed. The colors returned brighter, more profound, imbued with the truth she had learned about endurance and rebirth. Nathan, seeing the change in her, encouraged Amelia to showcase her new work. Hesitant at first, she eventually agreed, and together they organized an exhibition in the village. It was a celebration of her journey through grief, a display of how beauty can emerge from pain. The community, who had supported her through her darkest times, now applauded her resilience and the depth of her art. At the exhibition, surrounded by her paintings that vibrated with life, Amelia felt a profound connection to Oliver. She realized that while his physical presence was gone, his spirit and love still guided her, intertwined with each color she laid on the canvas. She understood then that her love for Oliver, like the seasons, had transformed but never faded. With Nathan by her side, Amelia began to look forward. She saw a future where she could cherish her memories of Oliver and embrace the new love she felt growing for Nathan, a love not of replacement, but of continuation. Under the blooming linden tree, where she had once pledged her life to Oliver, Amelia found peace in the promise of new beginnings, understanding that love, in all its forms, is the truest expression of life's perpetual renewal. As the linden blossoms drifted gently around them, Amelia and Nathan planned for a future together, built on the foundation of past love and present healing. The cycle of life, with its pain and beauty, continued, and Amelia once again found joy in the promise of each new day.